Ladies and gentlemen, that boy and one girl, welcome back to Entertainment Banter. My name is Joel,
And I'm Matt.
and we are here again. Dramatic pause from
Yes, we
drinking
are.
Pepsi.
Yeah. Yeah, Pepsi.
Product placement.
Yeah, Generation X. Love it.
So tonight,
Pepsi
this
drinking for
morning,
life.
this evening, this afternoon, this celestial day, we're going to talk about The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
The one and only longest running sitcom in the world.
Dun, dun, dun.
What are they on, like 33 seasons or something like that right now?
Good Lord, I don't know. I don't know. 33.
Bart should be
Yeah, probably.
Bart should be in his 40s.
Yeah, I mean, we should do the math now. Like, there's about 22 episodes, 24
He's 10.
season.
He's 10. Well, no. Are you talking
So
about
if
math?
you,
How old
if
he
you do
is?
an episode a day,
You
right?
talking how
in
old he is,
school-
or are you talking about like?
No, I'm saying every season has, minus the first season, I'm guessing has about 22, 24 episodes.
Yeah.
So if you were to add up all those episodes as actual days, does it make one school year?
Oh my God, that's a fucked up
'Cause-
world if that's what it is. I'm gonna do the
No,
math.
it already does. It already mathematically impossible because 30 years, so that it's already not possible because you figure every season would be a month.
792.
So he's been in
days.
fourth grade for 3 years.
792 days.
Yeah, or at least 2.5 years. He got held back twice.
Well, it's Bart, you know he did, but Lisa, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
I think everyone just wanted to see Maggie grow up and say her first word. Maybe
Well,
she
Simpson
has.
Simpson fans would tell you that she has said her first
Right,
word.
right, right.
Don't ask me what it was.
But if
I
you're-
can't remember.
If you're a Simpsons fan, that means you would know, where did the Simpsons get their start, Matt?
The Tracy Ullman Show.
Ooh,
Now, here's a yeah.
on a short.
Yeah, here's
that
the
was a
thing.
talk show, right?
That was actually I thought that was a satirical.
Oh,
What do you call it? Sketch comedy show.
that's what it was.
Was it a sketch comedy?
I think it was. I was gonna say a sketch comedy, or I thought it
Yeah.
was part. I was so young when I first saw that.
I know, right?
Can't even know. I don't even know.
Well, let me ask you this: are there more people in the world now that were born after The Simpsons than before? What do you think?
Wait, what do you mean? Like with knowing the Simpsons
Where
existed?
knowing a world before The Simpsons.
It's hard because I don't think many do, and the ones who do know, like our parents probably, of course, were born without the Simpsons. They may not remember a life without the Simpsons.
Right. That's true.
They've lived longer lives probably knowing Simpsons existed than not.
Well, let's talk about the early birth of The Simpsons. You were talking about Tracy Ullman, but
Tracy Ullman.
I was gonna say, it was just like a 3-minute, 5-minute sketch that they
It was
would put on
very
the Tracy
short.
Ullman
They're
show.
very short. They're even
Yeah.
they were shorter than cartoons.
Yeah, they were It was because I think Tracy Ullman show was only a 30-minute show, right? Or
I don't
block
remember.
segment
I just know
for
this.
30.
I only remember the Simpsons segments of it and how they were drawn and how googly, how they totally turned into what they are.
Right. And the creator, who's the creator?
Matt Groening. No, it's Groening.
Yeah. He's groaning right now. No,
Yeah.
and he's also the creator of other shows like
Futurama.
and then the new one on Netflix,
Enchanted.
Yes, yeah, and the
He has-
stylization is always the same.
It's always the same, and he has comics. What's he there? I think the comics were there before the Tracy Ullman show, or were they after?
That's a good question, but
It's a
like
very
anything
good
great,
question.
it started in college. You know?
Right, of course. And to know that he has been, oh my God, like there's so many, like everyone's grown up with The Simpsons in some form of matter nowadays.
right.
I grew out of it. I feel like you were mentioning the other day actually that, because I was saying like I don't watch Simpsons anymore. I'm not really into it because I told you
You're
I was
not.
watching.
You're not alone.
No,
A
no,
lot
I'm
of
not.
people say what
I
you say.
watched the Treehouse of Horrors for Halloween because I was like, oh, it's childhood. But what you mentioned to me is like, even though I grew out of it, it feels like Simpsons hasn't changed. They haven't changed their formula. This is what it has been. And
Right.
It hasn't changed. So maybe I grew out of that formula, but every
You
so
grew up.
often, yeah, I grew up. But I did like every so often, like the Simpsons movie was the end for me. That was it. I think I watched it till the movie, and then any season after that, I think it was like 4 more seasons after that. I was like, I can't anymore.
It's very interesting that you say that because don't quote me, but the rumorville was that Matt wanted it to end with a movie.
He did.
So when that
He did.
So when that
It's in a
movie came
newspaper.
out, yeah, and when that movie came out, I thought, oh, this is the end, and it was at the 20th
Right.
year,
'Cause
so it made
it-
sense for it to end.
It made sense it was going to end, and he even got caught quoted saying he likes quality over quantity, and a movie will probably, he said probably, I think in it, will probably end the whole Simpsons. So when the movie came out, everyone thought that was the end, but then it kept going.
Yeah. But it did, but to me, so this is you kind of jumped back to the present future kind of thing of The Simpsons. I was going to talk more about the pop culture aspect of it.
Oh, yeah, we can go back to that.
So, like, when they first came out, things that were new and upcoming, if you can believe this, were Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles was new.
Transformers
was around for a little bit.
But it started getting more popular around then.
Yeah, it started getting more popular. But you know, then like Nintendo was new.
Nintendo just came out.
And Nintendo was grabbing onto brands, so there was 2 Nintendo Simpson games.
2.
And people, yeah, 2 I think.
2.
Right?
No, I'm telling you, there's 2. Super Nintendo was the better one with Virtual Bart. That was a good one.
Right.
I want to play it.
I know, right?
That was a good one.
And then merch was popular. There were shirts in stores that said Bartman, and you know,
Eat
like
my
Bartman
shorts.
became like this popular. Yeah, eat my shorts, and
the dolls.
like anything. When it came out, it was the most controversial of its time because I remember parents saying they didn't want their kids watching it because Bart was disrespectful.
I remember that.
You know, like saying, "Who the hell are you?" and you know, all this stuff. And you know, now we got Family Guy and all these other things way worse. You know,
do you think
Adult Swim,
Simpsons paved the way for shows like Family Guy and South Park?
Absolutely. I feel like what's interesting about The Simpsons, and it's kind of weird and stupid, but like the only thing I can think of before The Simpsons that had the same kind of wit and educational jokes was Rocky and Bullwinkle. I mean, that's an old show, but they were
used
very
to watch
witty.
that show too.
Hell yes, that show's funny.
And
It's very smart.
Dr. Ding. Oh, what? Doolittle, the deputy,
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right. I got it. I was having a
Right, but
stroke.
Dudley shows up a little bit later. The earlier ones, they do their fractured fairy tales and
right, and they
all those other
play
things
with the 2, pretty much the Bonnie and Clyde.
And then you have Mr. Peabody and Sherman. You know,
Mr. Peabody and
But
Sherman traveling through
so it
time,
had the same kind of wit,
history.
humor, and intelligence, minus the potty language or jokes.
Right,
and I feel like the Simpsons are like the modern day Rocky and Bullwinkle now, whereas everybody else has gone so far extreme.
Yeah, well, I also lost track of it since we brought up Family Guy. Family Guy was funny, and then when they brought it back, I was not. I grew out of that too. I'm like, is this really like every 5 seconds?
Well, that got canceled 3 times.
I know,
right?
and we're going through cutscenes. Like, what is this? Like, what is this even about anymore? And then
it's an ADD
MacFarlane
comedy.
Made American Dad, which I think
Right.
is way better. And even when American Dad has a small crossover with Family Guy, so when Peter shows up, you're like, you feel like, yeah, it's the same art style and it works, but you're like, I don't like you, Peter. Why are you in this scene? Like, honestly, but like, there's small things like that. But I remember when they also made the Breakaway for Cleveland show. They tried all these like spinoff things that failed, but American Dad has been successful. Thank you, TBS, for picking it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody. I mean, they like their comedies, right? For sure.
Right.
And each comedy tries to push their norms. And getting back to The Simpsons, I feel, especially with Family Guy being a competitor and everything else, even though they're on the same network, or they were. I feel like The Simpsons never really
still are.
crossed
They're
that
still on the
line.
same network. Family Guy's on Fox still.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't
American Dad's
remember.
not. I think Family Guy still is. It's all Disney owned now.
It's all Disney. Who cares, right? Whatever. We can't be creative, but we can sure buy it.
We can
maybe
buy
not
creative.
now.
They can't buy anything now.
No, they cannot.
They can't even buy their cast members back. Ooh.
Oh, but I bet a lot of them. This is what happened, early on in the days. They jumped ship to Warner Brothers and MGM. Maybe all the Disney employees will do that too.
Well, honestly, not to get off subject,
Netflix.
but
let's get off. Let's do it.
When Disneyland was building, trying to do Star Wars Land, now they're doing Avengers Camp or whatever the fuck they're deciding to call it, and because they can't call it Marvel Land because Universal still has those rights. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Woo!
I love
Way to go, Disney.
Rights.
Way to go,
That's
Disney.
So funny. That just means they're going to buy Universal. They can't. I think the government will
can't.
block them. The government will block them.
They can't.
But with that saying, when they were trying to do Star Wars Land and they just redid Tower of Terror to Guardians, what is it called? Breakout, right? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Breakout. Yeah.
And when they changed that over, you're noticing some like lacking of like creativity, and it almost seems like they can't do much. They're restricting. So we had friends in WDI, and a lot of them were quitting Disneyland WDI, which is for you non-annual pass holders, is Walt Disney Imagineering. That's where you want to go work because you get to create for the parks.
Yes, but then you're out of work, and you always halfway through your project, you're looking for a new project, so you're not paying as much attention to your original project.
Right, because Disney's MO is to fire you at the end of the project, so you don't have anything lined
Once
up.
the project's done, you're out of work. So halfway through your job, you're finding another job.
You may have started off with a great idea, and then all of a sudden you tether because you're like, I got to find something else. This is going to be done in like 2 weeks. I got to get something else. So a lot of them have jumped ship because Universal has been paying top dollar or more for these WDI people because they're jumping ship, bringing trade seekers, not telling about trade seekers, but bringing the trade, because you're going to take your skills with you.
They have the knowledge. They have the knowledge,
and they're a lot of WDI, Disney WDI employees made Harry Potter Land in both Florida and California. Right. And I'm sure they're going to be doing Nintendo Land as well when they do that. So it's like, it's been more immersive and more of that because Universal has taken the gloves off and said, you know what you're doing? We're going to let you do it. Here's money. Do what you want. While Disney is tightening that leash and going, whoa, 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 whoa. So who do you want to go to? You want to be creative. You go to a place that lets you do it.
They don't. Disney doesn't have the option anymore. I mean, we're supposed to be talking Simpsons, but you made me think of something. And
we can go to Universal because Simpsons is there as well, but it's also Disney owned.
We can't, dang man. I can't. I want to talk about. No, it's gonna be Banter. It's off subject.
You said let's go, so I went.
All right, we're going. Fuck it. All right, so
we'll get back to Simpsons. We're just saying Simpsons over and over again.
I know. Okay, we'll say Simpsons in between what we're saying. so
Simpsons.
So Mandalorian, right? Second season.
Oh my God, we gotta have a whole Mandalorian. Okay,
I know, but I just have to talk about it. So like, my son was curious about. He's 3. He's asking, Dad, did you work on this one? Like, I don't tell him everything that I do, right? Obviously, but like I said, no, I didn't work on this one. But he's 3, so he's starting to ask questions, and so I started to show him behind the scenes of The Mandalorian, right? And they have like this. It's only for the first season. It has a round table of everybody, Filoni and Favreau and all the directors, and they even have Kathleen Kennedy sitting in, and I'm like, what? Yeah. So it's funny because as I'm watching this documentary, trying to teach my son how they did all this stuff, he's asking questions. It's the last episode of the documentary series, and I'm just watching. The bitter asshole in me is just watching Kathleen Kennedy, right, the whole time they're talking, and
to see how her face is,
because there's like establishing shots, right, of all of them talking in this round table. And so you choose who you want to choose to look at. I'm looking right at Kathleen Kennedy. Dagger eyes.
Because her bubble above her head is like, we need 2 girls kissing in the corner over there.
Well, it's just funny to watch, and I recommend anybody that was pissed off at the new trilogy and Star Wars as a whole to watch it, because while they're talking nerd stuff, and you can tell these guys, Favreau and Filoni, they're literally talking about their childhoods, and they're purposely making fun of fans, but in a good way because they were fans. Because and they're right. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous what they do, but they take the most obscure characters and make them not like Joel. You were selling toys a while ago, and you said, "God, they make a lot of Star Wars characters, right? Like all these ridiculous characters. Who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is that guy, right?" Well, they were talking about how they picked the most ridiculous characters on purpose and made them something greater than they are. You know what I mean? Something from their childhood that they loved, they built upon, and I agree with that. And but
that's like you telling me you're gonna take a story and do the that guard, that one extra guard, whatever, that fat guy. What's his name?
Jabba's like trainer,
and he's gonna be a fucking trainer. Show, right? That's what they're doing.
Right? No, exactly. But so they were making fun of fans because of that, but at the same time they were embracing it because they were fans at one point, so or still are, and I appreciated that. But the whole time they're nerding it up and having this conversation. I'm looking at Kathleen Kennedy, and you can just tell she doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about from one end of the spectrum to the other. She's just literally sitting there going, Well, and every once in a while, Homer Simpson, every once in a while she'll she'll hear something that, that she might understand in the human realm, and she's like, oh yeah, ha 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 ha. But other than that, she just looks, she's just sitting there clueless, and she's the the top person in charge of Lucasfilm. And then after everything is said at this round table about the creativity process, the history of Star Wars, and how things were evolved and adapted and changed, they're like, when we were able to do it. And she's like, yeah, because you guys had parents with big money. Parents with big money. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's it. That's Disney in a nutshell. They have no fucking clue to what they were doing, meaning like Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, all these guys. They just had the money. And it got me thinking, too, because we were talking about parks, and you were talking WDI and the money, and you were talking about how Universal says, I don't care, let's spend the money, let's get what we want done. And
Lisa
Disney's
Simpson.
tightening up the wallet now. Lisa Simpson. So now it's like, now it's like, don't distract me. The irony of it all is like now they don't have the money that they said that they once did to fund this kind of stuff that like they used to, because they fucked all this stuff up so bad. You know what I mean? They have money, but they were taking parts. Iger, I mean, I don't think people understand how we talk about the resorts a lot, because I don't think people really understand how close the resorts are to the industry, the film and television show, keeping them alive.
Yes.
Because every one of their fuck ups, I was thinking about this again under Iger's watch.
Is paid
for example,
by the park.
one of the things I didn't know, the X-wings that decorate Galaxy's Edge. You
Yes.
walk by and there's an X-wing.
Sure.
I didn't watch this documentary till it's after this is old news, but the parks do a lot of things for the entertainment industry all the time. And apparently they used one of the X-wings in Florida to actually film the show Mandalorian. They actually removed it from the resort and filmed it.
Save
And
money.
They cut it up to save money, because you could tell that was an Iger choice. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, "Oh, Kathy, what do you need?" They're like, "Oh, well, we got to cut corners, and
But
what
then
do we do?"
but then it's also cool.
We
You
need
go
an
to-
X-wing scene.
You go to Florida and go, that was in the movie or the show. That's pretty cool, though.
That is
cool.
pretty cool. You can say that it was in the show. But my point is, they literally had to as they're building a land, they had to then take it and move it, chop it up to film. Because that's how Disney rolls. So anybody that says the parks don't cater to the industry at all is a bunch of crap, because the parks are the ones that build all that high price, sodas for $10 at whatever. That money is going towards all the fuck ups of all the shows that are going on.
I can
right
do you
now.
one better, personal one.
Do me, baby.
When Frozen first came out and Disney did not expect it to do the way it did.
Mr. Burns.
Did you know? Yes, he's the boss of Homer Simpson. Did you know that this is a Simpsons pod, guys?
Simpsons.
Did you know that when Frozen was first produced and in theaters, they didn't do the Let It Go song as crazy as people think they did? Like, they just did it really with like electric keyboard, and they made it really simple and inexpensive. And they had Dina Menzel, John Travolta, her name, whatever.
It's okay. Yeah,
She sang the song, and she sang it beautifully, and it's beautiful in the movie, right? So then when Disneyland we were told at California Adventure in Watercolor, we were told to make a holiday special, and they wanted to use Let It Go. So what do we do, since Disney gave the creative team a lot of money? They got a 60-piece orchestra and did Let It Go with Idina Menzel. She did her voice, and she sang it again. And they did a whole orchestra, which she was not used to, and for that song, because she didn't do it the first time.
Well, she forgot the words that other time too.
Right,
during
yeah.
the Academy
Executives
Awards.
came out, and from the studios, people come and watch because it's something new. Like, it's a thing to do. Like, oh, your department's doing this, I want to come watch.
We called
right?
it the showboating.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? You know what they told the Watercolor creative team?
Can't watch it.
You need to dumb down that song. It's better than ours. Theirs was better than the movies, so we had to bring it down.
That's so funny, but not surprising.
Not surprising. So the original, the original they
Did they
had
close
was
the
much
park
better.
early that day? All the paying guests had to leave early.
DCA always closed early. It always closed around 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So
Okay, I was just checking. I didn't know. I like to be a little dick about it.
I know. But I don't. You know what? Do you think Kathleen Kennedy watched Simpsons?
I'm sure at some point she was involved. I mean, I think almost any person in Hollywood at this point has had a hand on the
Matt
Simpsons.
Groening looks like the if you put George Lucas as like the Gelson's market, you would say, Matt Groening was 99-cent store version of George Lucas.
Well, what do you think about cancel politics? So let's just jump into today. So let's start with so 20 years go by, or 20 seasons, I guess I should say, and then they do their movie,
Right.
and we think it's done. But then I think, did Fox renew it? I don't know. Did someone buy the rights or properties in such a way to keep it going? Like, what caused it to keep going? They were just hurting. Was Fox hurting for ratings, and they said we got to keep The Simpsons? I can't remember what happened.
Matt Groening wanted to keep going.
Oh, he did.
Yes, he wanted to keep going
Okay.
because there was a mention that there was a second movie probably coming out that has not been seen, and he just decided to keep going. Like, people asked him about it, and I think there's like interviews with him saying he probably was thinking about ending it, but he didn't want to. Who knows? If being strong armed by Fox. To be honest, Simpsons is the highest rated TV show on Fox, on any cable TV. Actually, it's probably the highest rated TV show. So I mean, as say like you're Rupert Murdoch. I don't know if Rupert Murdoch owned it at that point when they keep going, but your moneymaker, your cash cow is like, we're calling it quits. We're going to leave on a high note. And then, like, you're going to be strong-armed a little bit. Not saying it's still not on a high note. Simpsons is still very much on a high note. And they can end it any time and still be on that high note. And I know Matt Groening wants to end it on a high note. He doesn't want to end it on a low note. He does, because a lot of shows
wait for 40.
shows cancel, and it's like they hit high, and then they start canceling because it's like, oh, they're getting really bad. They get weak. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say that who was the main culprit to keep it going. But obviously now it's Disney going to keep it going because it's probably one of the main reasons people have Disney Plus subscriptions. It's also Disney Plus subscriptions.
Right.
I guarantee
it's animation.
There's 72 million subscriptions. I guarantee probably 20 million of those are only for Simpsons.
All right. Well, you're jogging a lot of things in my head. And
I
you brought
know.
up the wonderful world of Disney, which always angers me.
It angers
these days because
angers you a lot, Matt. We tried to do the happy side of it, but you still got angry.
Well, do you find it interesting that only when Disney acquires the property of Fox, all of a sudden a boo is offensive and no longer?
No, that happened before. That happened before, actually.
It happened before.
Yeah, it happened before. I remember it happening, and then
it's been going for 13 years after the 20th.
Not to say. I'm going with you, agreeing with you, and disagreeing with you. Not to say that before Disney buys anything, they invest into it, right?
Right.
There's not to say that they weren't investing and then removing that before they bought it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of characters, right? There's been a lot of characters that have been played by the same 5 people. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Was
Abu offensive? Probably. Was he hitting every market that's in 7-Eleven? Absolutely.
When I was living in the outskirts of LA, I was looking for a place to live temporarily, and I kid you not, there's this one place that I looked at, and right across the street was a Quickie Mart. It literally was called Quickie Mart.
No, it wasn't.
It was, and I was like, I can't live here because of that reason.
Who has the rights to? Because I remember when they announced they're going to put Homer Simpson's donuts in 7-Elevens. Is that who got it?
I think they do. Yeah, 7-Eleven I think has it. They do the Homer donut, don't they?
And I think so. I think it's 7-Eleven. And also, I want to know. There was a while ago, probably 20 years ago, they had a contest to win the Simpsons
house.
With the oil stain and everything. Who lives in that house? I want to know updates on what about that house.
Exist? We should look
That's
that
what I
up
want to know.
after.
I want to know where it is. I don't remember where it is because there's like 6 Springfields in this country because no one has original
what, though?
thoughts.
It's probably going to be like one of those situations where they just tore it down for the land because, I mean, if you can't even keep the Hollywood sign in L.A., like L.A., Hollywood almost lost the Hollywood sign over real estate
because
mogul.
land is more of a commodity in the world than building a property. It's cheaper to build a house than it is to buy land.
We're gonna build a great condominium right here. We just need to get rid of that statue, or because cancel politics. Oh, what statue is that? Oh, the Statue of Liberty. But we're gonna have a nice,
But how cool would that condominium be? You can call it Liberty Apartments.
I don't know. Liberty Mutual. Liberty Mutual bought it.
Liberty. No, it's so stupid. Like
Itchy and Scratchy. So let's talk Simpsons real quick for a second. What's your favorite character?
Well, I wanted to point out that Simpsons throughout probably its first 2 seasons until Disney bought it, all they did was make fun of Disney.
Yeah,
Itchy and
yeah.
Scratchy is literally. I know it's Tom and Jerry ripoff, but it's also a Mickey Mouse ripoff.
Right, right.
Like they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land. It's totally Disneyland.
Oh, of course, of course.
It's just hilarious that they've been making fun of this whole time, and they even made fun of it. I'm surprised Disney did let them do it. Like when Disney bought it, and like you see him on Disney Plus, and you see all the characters, and
Right.
Homer's in the Iron Man outfit, and he's telling Bart to put his Mickey Mouse hat on. He goes, "I don't care who bought us and how much they're paying us," and then he mooned the camera.
Right.
So I think
right.
that was it's kind of funny that that
Yeah,
hopefully they keep
absolutely.
doing that because they dissed Disney almost like all the time.
Right.
So
Right.
I enjoyed that, and hopefully they keep doing it.
I haven't watched much of the new season, so I wouldn't know.
have no idea. I don't even like. I told you I don't. I think I watched the newest episode, or the newest Treehouse of Horror, but then it did feel like, to be honest, it felt like the same. So
Okay,
you're
good.
right. So it hasn't changed. Like there is identity politics.
A
in
lot
it
of
now.
people
There's
grow
a
up.
lot of
A lot of people grow out of it, but it's the show's
Right.
format
the
itself.
format
hasn't
of
changed.
itself is still the same, which is nice to know.
Yeah. I'd like to say thank you to the actors. I mean, it's a
Someone-
labor of love at this point.
Someone
They don't
died.
need the money.
Someone died recently, though. One of the voice actors, I thought. Was
Really?
it Lisa? Was it Bart? Was it Homer? Homer did a lot of the voices, I thought. No, Bart.
Really?
Bart?
No.
Homer. One of them passed away.
I feel like I would have known about that. I'll have to look that up.
But how do you like that? Okay, so everyone's saying like Simpsons has predicted everything, right?
Oh yeah.
But to be honest, if you ask a lot of the writers, it's like you've been writing for 33 seasons. You're going to hit some things. You're going to hit some marks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
out of okay, they predicted like maybe 20 things out of like 1,000 things they predicted. You're going to hit some things because there's only so much knowledge in the world.
Well, and if you also, like anything, if you just kind of follow the patterns of the world, you
Yeah.
kind of see where it's pointing to. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, I get it. I get it.
Is there a
It's funny.
famous? Is there a Simpsons episode that stands out to you that you remember that you really like?
Dang. Well, I always forget that the first episode that ever aired, that the first official episode,
The
is
Christmas.
when they get Santa's Little Helper.
Yeah, it's the Christmas. I think that might have been a special because of the Tracy Ullman show. It may not even been the Simpsons per se.
According to anything, it's the first episode ever.
It
so
is the first. You're right. It is the first
don't know if
episode
it aired.
of the Simpsons.
I don't know,
But it's the first special. If you think about it, that's why it's
Yeah.
probably a Christmas special
but
because
that
it's the
one
first full
that,
length.
that one
full
always
length one.
stands out because I never think it is the first episode because it doesn't feel like it should
Yeah.
be. But because you just jump right in, you're already in their
You jump
world.
right in.
So
Yep.
I mean, I do appreciate the ones where like Bart had.
Did you notice
like,
how Carl looks more
know.
black than ever? Like the Simpsons
Does
are still
he?
yellow and stuff. But like I just watched a more recent episode. I'm like, man, Carl looks blacker than usual. I don't know why.
It could just be the colors because they've been bringing brighter colors. Who knows?
Yeah, because like how, and that's true because they changed the style slightly from
Yeah.
the first season.
They
So
cleaned it up.
Like
They make it-
Smithers. I think Smithers was black in the first season.
No,
I
there
can't
is
remember.
no, but there is an episode where he is black. There is. I think it could be a Halloween special. There is. I remember that specifically.
I think he was. I think he first was black.
No,
I
I don't-
think he was.
We'll have to look that up. But
Yeah, we'll have to look it up. I think Smithers was black in the first season. Yeah, there's kind of like there's very iconic, scary thoughts too. Like it's morbid a little bit, but like they did the Homer versus New York episode shortly before September 11th, and he's literally parked by the trade towers. And of course now that scene's
right.
edited out or not even shown much anymore. The Michael Jackson one, that for some reason that is an issue.
And for whatever reason, that's not on Disney Plus for whatever reason. I don't even understand why.
Welcome to censorship
But
101.
was that Michael Jackson's voice? Was that really him?
My understanding is it was. It was
Okay.
his actual voice. I could be
Okay.
wrong, but I have the disc, so
I think
have that
that episode is now back on Disney Plus because of all the
backlashing.
Yeah, and just like how Back to the Future had to put the edited scene because we had that whole conversation already.
Yeah, we did.
It's as long as people speak up, companies won't get away with things. But if we just let it go, then they're gonna do. Obviously, they're gonna do what they want. Obviously,
Right. Do you have favorite characters? Like list your top 5.
Well,
real quick.
Well, I was always told Homer's my top one.
Sure.
And then Homer. I think I liked Bart at one point. I just because my dad used to tell people that I was the real life Bart when I was a kid.
That's funny.
Like when I met, like here's a story when I was younger and I was 10 years old and I used to go to Comic-Con San Diego.
Right.
Comic-Con. 10 years old. It was like 95 or 94 or 93. I'm not going to tell you my age. But it was one of the first Comic-Cons. It was probably worse than the first 10, 15 years of Comic-Con. And yeah, I went. And it was also during the time when Marvel was going under and almost went bankrupt. But anyways, I really liked The Simpsons. And I had this T-shirt that was Homer and it said Doe on it or Woohoo. And
right.
and there was a line for Matt Groening. And my dad's like, well, we're not waiting this line for Matt Groening. Or they handed out Bart Bucks. I remember the Bart Bucks. And we didn't get
That's
one.
funny.
And my dad this is my only... This is going to give you some teary-eye, Matt, because what you know my history with my dad.
Sorry.
My dad did one really noble thing. Like, he's like, you know what? We're going to get that autograph for you, son. Here's how. We walked over to the artist alley. David Silverman, one of his producers.
Yeah.
He was over there doing some art thing, and no one was in line no one knew it was him, right? My dad did.
Right.
And he goes, hey, David, can you sign my son's shirt? So he signed my shirt on my shirt, right on my shirt, and he goes, all right, now check this out, Joel, follow me. We walked over to Matt Groening's table. This is back before Matt Groening. It was probably season 10, maybe season 9 of Simpsons, and it was busy, but it wasn't like crazy. And I walked over, and like we saw one of the his handlers kind of stopped us, but he was right there in front of us. And my dad said really loud, we signed my son's shirt, we couldn't get a Bart Buck, and then they're like, no, we're not, you gotta get a Bart Buck. And he's like, David Silverman signed it. And Matt Groening looks at him dead-eyed and he goes, stand right here. Like he had to prove something that he had to sign it. So Matt Groening signed my shirt.
Right. That's
right
awesome.
there. Like he just takes a quick second. He's like, here you go, kid. And he drew it real quick and then sent me on my way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was just like, almost like a rival thing. Like David Silverman did it. You can't.
Right. That's so funny. Your dad, he knew how to push the buttons.
He knew how to play the game. He definitely knew how to
Yeah.
play the game. And that was like my it's a nice moment I had with my dad, and he got the autograph, and
That's funny.
He was
That's
determined
funny.
to get it. I mean, and then a few other years later, we would stand 8 hours in line for Matt Groening, which is
Right.
godly.
For those
No iPhones, no smartphones, no nothing. But anyways.
Oh yeah, just the smell of the people around you.
Right. But oh god. But I do. I guess another top character I would have is Krusty the Clown. I like the one where
Krusty's a
Homer
good
and
one.
Krusty
Yep.
kind of switch places
Homer
in a
and Krusty.
sense.
Yeah, same voice actor, right?
I don't know. We got to look all this up. Who died?
I think it's the same one.
But was the Michael Jackson voice?
Well, it might have been Michael Jackson at that point. So for me, I like Homer. Obviously,
I didn't ask
think
you the
most
question.
people do.
I didn't ask you.
I don't care. I'm answering. You answered. You took 10 minutes to answer 2 out of the 5. So I'm moving on.
We're out of time. All right, thanks for listening.
Right. Thank God. Get out of here. No, that's
Good
my
night,
line.
everybody.
No, Mr. Burns, man, Mr. Burns. How can you-
What? Oh man.
One of my favorite lines is like, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but like the workers are bitching about the crappy conditions, and Homer says, I just want a little bit more tartar sauce. And he's like, wait a minute, Smithers. Like, are you saying just for a few ounces of tartar sauce, I could get a more, efficient working staff out of these workers or whatever? It's like, let them have their tartar sauce. And every time to me, I was like Disney, you know what I mean? But Disney they give you tartar sauce and then they take it back now, but like, I just think it was so funny because like that's like when I felt like Disney, you know what I mean? When you're working there, it's like let them have their
the
tartar sauce.
littlest things go a long way. It's funny, but I wonder if they're gonna keep going with the Waylon Smithers who's sexually attracted to Mr. Burns. I always remember.
That's been on forever. Yeah.
I always think of whenever someone brings out a birthday candle, I always think of Mr. Burns coming out of it and going, "Happy birthday!"
Right? That's disturbing because he's so ugly looking.
Mr. Smithers.
Oh, and that's the thing is they animate him that ugly,
and they have the
he's all
slash over, so
skinny
he's all
yeah,
he has the mole,
awful.
what do they call the moles or whatever they call over his body?
Yes. Oh God.
Sunspots,
but like I just watched
whatever.
one episode. I haven't been watching them as
Uh.
regularly as I used to, but it's a couple of seasons back from now. But he's playing a Wii game. Burns is playing a
No
Wii game,
shit.
and it's like a Call of Duty type game. And he's like, "Wait, we're shooting Germans? That's not how I remember it."
Oh God.
That's so messed up. But to me that humor is like
funny.
so fucked up but funny.
It's funny.
You know?
I mean, I like that
It's,
shit. Even
it's
though
wit humor.
me
you
being
know?
Jewish is funny, and then The funny thing is, I like Futurama more.
Right.
The original cartoon gets me into it. Like Family Guy got me into Seth MacFarlane stuff, but then American Dad I
Sure,
like
sure.
more. I like Futurama more. But you remind me of like a joke like Klaus says in American Dad. Roger and Klaus are on the beach of Normandy and they're walking around. They're like, man, lots of people died on here. So this is Roger talking like mere boys. And Klaus goes, yeah, a bunch of young men fighting off an American invasion.
Oh, jeez.
Or just another episode because he's it's a German fish,
right?
And then
Because Klaus, is
yeah,
German,
and then also there's an episode where I know we're not talking American Dad, but then he also there's
we just have to mention things like Barney,
Barney, and then you have Stan going like USA, USA, and Klaus is like I'd like to join in, but I don't know the words. Little shit like that's hilarious.
Well, we want to thank our I think I'll finish this up real fast. My final thought is going to be I think animation, especially during this time where people are struggling to work in entertainment, they're forced more to animated work. The adult animation I think has actually taken a turn for the worst. I tried to watch some of the more modern ones, like Hulu presented Crossing Swords or something like that, and there was another one like opposing or opposite, some space thing. I can't remember.
Solar Opposites or whatever. That's a good one. It's Rick and Morty.
Liked it?
I liked it.
The first episode, I didn't get into it. Rick and Morty, I had to learn to like it because it's so different.
Me too.
It didn't draw me in when it first came out.
No, it did
not. So
I
appreciate it for what it is now. But
right.
I was like, what is this crap? So
you need Solar Opposites. You just need to watch the little town people in the wall. That's all you got to watch. Fuck the show.
I just gotta tell you, like it didn't win me over. The first episode didn't win me over.
No, I don't.
Same thing with Crossing Swords. I thought that was kind of crap.
That.
And Gronin's what would you call it? Disenchanted or whatever. That one was okay.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
But I feel like they're starting to get way more potty mouth. They like to drop the F bomb because I did support some people for the first
Big Mouth.
What is it? I bought. Big Mouth was different, but I meant the Harley Quinn.
Oh,
I supported the people that worked on that. You should look at it.
F is for family as well.
But but my point is like they're more about shock value now, like graphic imaging and swearing.
Well,
I don't know. You can say it works for Harley Quinn to some extent because they're villains, but Mr. what the hell was it?
You could say
Mike Tyson Mysteries. Ren
and Stimpy could have been
that one. Kind of worked.
Ren and Stimpy could have been kind of what you talk about too, because they would remember they do like very close-ups of their bodies.
The very weird, obscure. Yeah.
But it's funny.
So I mean, there's limits,
Tyson.
right? There's limits to So like that's a perfect example. Ren and Stimpy is a classic show, but I'm not rushing to go watch it. You know what I mean? Like I would an old episode of The Family Guy or The Simpsons
or Dragon Ball Z.
That is not a comedy. We're not talking about that.
It could be.
It has nothing to do with The Simpsons. Although The Simpsons probably made fun of Dragon Ball Z at some point, I'm sure.
Simpsons made fun of Dragon Ball Z at one point, I'm sure. Yeah. A lot of people did. I showed you those. Dragon Ball Z is in culture everywhere. Live with it, people. It is in your blood.
It is now. But, so do you have any final thoughts?
I had one, and then I said Dragon Ball Z, and now it's gone.
Well,
my bad.
On that note, that's it. Thank you for listening to Entertainment Banter. My name is Matt.
And that makes me Joel. I'm done.